Welcome back. I'm now joined in studio by two very special guests tonight. Ruth Kleiman, the Director of Lighthouse Social Services, and Linda Combs, the Clinical Director at the organization. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you, Matt, for inviting us. This is a wonderful day, really. In fact, the weather even agreed with us. It was great. Thank you for having us.
Your organization is very new, and it couldn't have come at a more important time.
Yes.
Strategically positioned. Introduce us to Lighthouse.
Lighthouse Social Services was created about 7 months ago, and we currently just beginning to deliver the services for offenders, families, victims, and children of domestic violence. We are located in Essex County, and our focus is to reach out and fill the gaps that right now is in Essex County. We don't have, this is a non-existing or very limited programs that they have in Essex County. We feel that we could do better. Our focus is initially to give services to the offenders of domestic violence. This is a community that none of them are really being taken care of the right way. These are people that they could be very fruitful and very successful in the society, but if they have a behavior that is not compatible with lifestyle and family life, we have to do something about it. So Lighthouse, out of the stakeholders in Essex County, the Family Division, the Probation Department, additional agencies, the City Hall in Irvington, they all wanted us to have this particular program in Essex County. So therefore, we put all our energy and we hope to be successful.
Linda, you're on the front lines. Yeah, this is a very prevalent occurrence, incidents, domestic violence. It gets a lot of attention in October, but this is something that we fight, a battle we wage 365 days a year, is it not?
Absolutely. And it cuts across all cultural, all economic barriers. There is no particular ethnic or economic arena in which it's more prevalent than another.
And you were telling me, I think something like every 16 minutes someone becomes a victim?
Reported victim.
And that's the key right there.
Yes, because there's a huge number that doesn't report. And our guess is that it's probably between 5 to 8 minutes, then there's an incident of domestic violence. And as we're going into the holidays, we expect to see an increase in it. Our economic situation at the present time is causing a lot of stress to a lot of people. Domestic violence is about power and control. And consequently, as people are feeling more powerless and more out of control, they're going to give more expression to it in the home front. So we're going to see a lot more victims.
Now, Ruth, we've been together for many years, really waging this battle, and I've seen you kind of take this on your shoulders and make it your own. Are we making strides out there today? Are we seeing any differences? Are we seeing more men or women reporting incidents of domestic violence? Are we seeing offenders being rejuvenated and rehabilitated? What are we seeing out there?
Well, we go to work every single day, and we hope to see less numbers occurring on the issues of domestic violence, but unfortunately we see it more because a lot of dynamics, you know, the economic situation and the family dissolving, all those things bring the issues of domestic violence. Although we're not leaving the focus on trying to eliminate domestic violence in the households, we see very little progress. And we're going, because we work very closely with the Coalition for Battered Women, we're going to take a different approach to have men to be more accountable of their actions. And once they have resolved and they accept that the problem is not the victim, it's not the children, it's not the economic situation, it's themselves. How could, they have to learn how to focus in the solutions and try to conflict resolution and try to look for other options instead of using violence. So that's what we have to keep trying.
Linda, you mentioned, I know you wanted to jump in on that real quick?
I do.
Go ahead, please.
One of the things I think New Jersey can be really proud about is having taken the lead on really aggressive laws concerning domestic violence. And so it's now more reportable. The police are mandated to take action when it's reported. So we are seeing an increase in reports. When neighbors hear something like somebody screaming and saying, you're going to pay for this, they're calling the police. family members are calling the police when there's something going on, where before, then people just go, not my problem, I'm not going to get involved. They are getting involved, fortunately, more often, still needs improvement, and so we are seeing more reports. There's still a huge amount out there that's not reported.
So it comes down to really being vigilant, being aware, and finding that, I guess, that personal empowerment. And I know we're really seeking to empower a community that oftentimes feels disenfranchised, doesn't feel like they have anywhere to turn. Minority communities, for the most part, we're seeing a disproportionate number of incidents, urban versus suburban. Is that the target right now? Are we trying to get these people to come forward?
Well, initially, that's what we're focusing right now, and our main office is in Orange, New Jersey, because it's a great Latino population there, and they have incidents of domestic violence, but because of their legal status, people do not come forward to report to the police department. First of all, they don't have a good view of the authorities because in the background, in their culture, those things you don't trust police department. But it's a matter of giving them the services, giving them the education, and giving them the opportunity that there are ways to get better. This is not a matter of you have to leave this person and you have to separate. No, we have to work together. As you know, 9 out of 10 women who are experiencing domestic violence go back to the offender. Okay? So therefore, what are we going to do about it? Should we penalize this person and should we send him to jail? I don't think that is rehabilitation. We have to approach differently. We have to work with this person who has been the offender. And I want to tell you, before we used to say men are the high statistics of being offenders. But now, women are being offenders. So what are we going to do with these groups? Are we going to put them in jail? That's not the solution. The solution is to give them counseling and try to work with the nucleus of the family. We're not going to work together, but separately. We try to rehabilitate the offender. We work with the victim to find out that, now she is able or he is able to say, I'm a person, I have my wishes, and, this is where it comes the power and control put away and come another wheel of equality. The two of them have to work. And obviously, we must work with the children because the children are our future. What happens if they learn all this cycle of violence? They just reproduce when they become adults. And we don't even wait until they become adults. As you know, when they go to schools, they have dating violence, they have the bullying. So many issues that now are in the front pages of the newspapers is because we're not doing enough to prevent. So Lighthouse is going to touch in every segment of these families, of these members of the family, because we feel that is the very, very, this is our future. This is what we have to work for. And if we don't, we're just going to go down, and we're not going to have a good society.
Well, listen, I want to thank you both for sitting down with me today. This is a great organization. The passion is clearly there, and I really expect it to make a very big difference in Essex County. I want to thank you both. But before we go, website, telephone number, I believe we're going to put it up on the screen so people can take a look at your services you just started delivering, as well as the national hotline, which I guess you guys get a lot of referrals from? Yes, we do get the referrals from the national hotline, but they could contact us directly. But as you know, the offender program is not just in a make an appointment and come in. It has to be mandated by the court, so we have to, follow the process. Excellent. Again, Ruth, Linda, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And best of luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, everyone, stay with us. Much more Hometown after this.